Louis Vuitton. He was born August 4th, 1821, in Anchay, a small village in eastern France's Euro region, a mountainous, highly forested area. Among the many trades represented by the predecessors of Louis Vuitton's forebearers were joiners, carpenters, farmers, and millers. His parents, Xavier and Caron Gaillard, also worked in the fashion industry. When Vuitton's mother died at the age of 10, her father promptly remarried. Vuitton's new stepmother was said to be as cruel and as evil as any Cinderella villain. Angry at his stepmother and fed up with life, he wanted to go to Paris, where he could be a part of the city's vibrant culture. On the first day of spring in 1835, at the age of 13, Louis Vuitton set out on foot from his family's house, destined to make it to Paris. His 2-year journey from home to Paris was very long, and it was peppered with odd jobs to supplement his income, with many nights spent at various hostels along the way. In 1837, at the age of 16, he arrived to find a capital city full of contrasts. There were breathtaking magnificence all around, and yet abysmal poverty. There was rapid growth, but also deadly disease. He had landed in a capital city full of contradiction. At the time of his arrival, the city had recently been industrialized. Travel boxes that could withstand long voyages and safeguard travelers' things became very important during these years. For 2 years, he continued to earn money by doing odd jobs, until Monsieur Marchal, a well-known box maker and packer, took on the young Vuitton as an apprentice. It was an honorable and refined profession in 19th century Europe to be skilled at box making and packing. All of the boxes were created specifically for the contents that they held. Prior to the establishment of the brand, Louis Vuitton contributed to the development of unique leather trunks. It only took a few years for Vuitton to establish himself as one of Paris's most prominent practitioners of this new art. The year 1854 was a time of change and growth for Vuitton. In that year, he met a beautiful girl named Clémence Émile Barriot, who was 17 years old. In the spring of 1854, on April 22nd, Louis Vuitton and Clémence Émile got married. He soon left the shop where he had apprenticed and opened his own box-making and packing workshop in Paris. The Louis Vuitton brand was officially born. For her own convenience, Empress Eugenia appointed Louis Vuitton as her personal box maker and packer after Napoleon was declared Emperor of France in 1852. Aristocratic and royal clients sought out Louis Vuitton's services through his life and well into the future as Louis Vuitton brand became the world-renowned luxury leather and lifestyle brand that it is today. On July 13, 1857, Louis Vuitton would become father to his only child, Georges Vuitton. LV's first steamer trunk was introduced in 1858. Water was able to run off the rounded tips of trunks, but they were cumbersome to store. Louis Vuitton's trunk was flat, water-resistant, and stackable. Rather than using leather, it was fashioned from a special gray canvas, which was much lighter and more durable, as well as more resistant to dampness and odors. His product was superior to the competition in every single way, and it could be shipped more easily by railroad or steamer. Louis Vuitton's trunk is often regarded as the first modern piece of luggage. Because of the high demand for Louis Vuitton luggage, knockoffs of his design began to appear on the market. By choosing beige and brown stripes instead of gray, Louis Vuitton was able to counterbalance this trend, though. His company grew. It was forced to expand because of the huge demand for his trunks. And after moving his family and business to Asnières, Louis Vuitton hired extra staff to help him continue producing his trunks. However, demand was so enormous, he had to open even more stores northwest of Paris in order to keep up with demand. So, in turn, the company's base grew, and it garnered more credibility around the world. As a result of the Franco-Prussian War, Louis Vuitton's career was quite hindered. In 1870, the Franco-Prussian War and the subsequent siege of Paris stopped Vuitton's business. This was followed by a bloody civil war that brought down the French Empire. When the siege ended on January 28, 1871, Vuitton went back to Osnières to find the village in ruins. His staff was scattered, his tools were stolen, and his shop was destroyed. At that moment, he literally had lost everything that he worked for. Vuitton devoted himself promptly to restoring his business. Within months, he had constructed a new store at 1 Rue Scribe. With a new address came new emphasis on luxury. His son, Georges, devoted himself to the trade as well, working side by side with his own father. Rue Scribe was home to the famed Jockey Club and had significantly more aristocratic atmosphere than his prior location. In 1872, Vuitton designed a new trunk design with beige fabric and crimson stripes. The new design was basic, yet beautiful, and it appealed to Paris's emerging elite and heralded the beginning of Louis Vuitton's contemporary incarnation as a luxury brand. Louis Vuitton, the house's founder, continued to operate from 1 Rue Scribe until he passed away on February 27th, 1892, at the age of 70, leaving the brand legacy to his son. Louis Vuitton passed away from glioblastoma, a very deadly form of brain cancer. These are interesting things with JC.